back to another episode of Same But Different. You are joining me here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. It's not very windy. You can see the trees aren't moving. And joining us over satellite is my co-host Derek. And we are here to review The Retirement Plan. A movie nobody heard about, but we're going to review it so you don't have to watch it. Let's go.
This is one of the movies where it ended and I was like, I'm not going to make any notes for this. I didn't have a terrible time with the movie. It was enjoyable enough insofar as the characters were very likable. There were individual characters that had unique qualities and unique quirks, and they were funny, albeit a little cartoonish sometimes. But the relationships between them worked very well. For example, Ron Perlman's character, Bobo, with the daughter, I thought was crazy good. And the whole Othello thing, for a movie that already to me was a pile of garbage, like to throw little things in there was just surprising to see. And I was like, oh, sure, this is nice. Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage. He always brings his A game no matter what movie he's put in. He says yes to everything. He just always acts the shit out of it. I love Nicolas Cage a lot. even if he's acting a little goofy, a little silly, even overacting, he's at least putting 100% of his effort into even like the low budget shitty stuff that maybe he's just doing as a favor for somebody, you know? Like, he just brings it every time, and I like it. Jackie Earl Haley as the main antagonist. We get like a bigger antagonist through that girl named Hector. However, she's not the main one because we're with Jackie Earl Haley the most on screen. He's the one I'm referring to when I say a little cartoonish, because he was just always yelling and just every other word out of his mouth was fuck. And I don't know, he just kind of like honed in the whole crime boss persona a little too much.
A crime caricature.
The specific lines of dialogue they were given that were actually like comedy were actually not bad. Like I found myself a couple of times not laughing out loud, but just kind of doing one of these yeah. Yeah. The story and the structure and the plot of this movie was a fucking mess and didn't make any sense. Or did it make too much sense that it was so simple, but they tried to extract complications from a too simple of a script? You know what I mean? There was this hard drive that somebody was trying to get, and we have to keep it away from this guy. That's about it. You don't know what's on the hard drive. You don't know why the hard drive is valuable. It's just weird that there's just this item. It's a MacGuffin, right? That's what they're called. Just this one little item to propel the plot forward. And it didn't make any sense as to why the husband got it to begin with. Like, his motivations to get it was like, if I have it, then Donnie can't have it. Therefore,
His memory
can't give it to Hector. But why? You don't even know what's on it. What are you trying to do? I don't know. It was dumb. And then at the end, we have Rick Foxx talking to Nicolas Cage, telling him everything. As if the entire movie we just watched, the filmmakers are admittedly saying, you know what, you probably didn't get any of this, so let us just spell it out for you.
I loved the revolving door of cronies. Like, they just kept bringing in 3 or 4 new guys to kill off in that scene. Like, it just kept happening.
Yep. And they always gave him something nice to go off, like some sort of little quirk. Like the guy who didn't get a gun, he just got a grenade. That was hilarious. And then the flare gun paid off. Getting shot in the face with a flare gun. Like, that's so good. There were a lot of golden moments in this movie. However, it was a mess of a script and low budget and not filmed very well. And I think I had the same amount of fun I had with The Blackening. So I'm just going to give it a middle of the road 5 out of 10. Because I didn't hate it. By the end of it, I was like, this is pretty good. So I'm giving it 5 out of 10 USB sticks.
5 out of 10, he gives it middle of the road. You and I did not feel very dissimilarly. Is that the word?
Did not feel dissimilar. Okay.
Did not feel dissimilar. Yeah, there's an easier way to say that, but I like roundabouts. Yeah. What do you say about a movie like this? I feel like it was essentially a bargain bin DVD, like a Steven Seagal action flick after Steven Seagal was cool still, you know? It straddled the line between comedy and an actual espionage thriller, or an attempt at an actual espionage thriller.
Yeah.
But it really didn't deliver that well on either of those genre fronts. I agree with you. There were really golden little nuggets of dialogue mostly. I think whoever was in charge of the script, not the story, might have actually did their job well. And everybody else on the crew kind of fell a little short. Directing was whack. The choreography was whack. But even those little funny moments, you know, I'm like, I'll have to talk about that in our review as a little nugget of good for this movie. I now forget every single one of them. And it's only been a day. It's not a very telling sign of a good movie. I think that this movie would have done a lot better if it was just a comedy, like comedy crime, but it was a 50-50 instead of heavy on the comedy. Like, it tried really hard to have good crime scenes and an actual, you know, spy storyline, and it didn't work. It should have just focused on the funny, because the funny is what made this movie watchable. And I agree with you. I think the most alluring part of the movie was Bobo and the daughter, Ron Perlman's character and the daughter. The parallel of Othello and Iago was great, but that too had a big issue, I found, and it was, we followed them, we fell in love with their storyline. It was building up to something cool. He got shot and died. She didn't bat an eye, and they moved on.
I know. I was so upset about that. When it happened, I was like, that's not how that should have went.
No, the mom never met the guy, really. It shouldn't have happened. He should have died, of course. That's the narrative that it was always going toward. It should have either been the daughter who did it but didn't want to, or she should have like freaked out and cried afterward. Like, it was a very unsatisfying ending to the only actual good part of this movie. Well, Derek's internet was giving us a hard time that whole time, and now he's gone. So the rest of the episode will just be me. Strap in. So yeah, just regarding the whole Bobo and the daughter thing, where this movie could have reached an average score, a middle-of-the-road score for me, they wasted that opportunity, and it did fall under that. I didn't hate it by any means. I enjoyed it as much as you can enjoy, like a straight-to-DVD action flick. I gave it 4 USB sticks out of 10. I think they were trying to make a serious movie with comedy, and it really should have been the other way around. They should have leaned into the campy, silly comedy and had the crime as a complete secondary or tertiary thing. All right, so a 4 out of 10 and a 5 out of 10 making a 4.5 average means don't really bother. And with that out of the way, we move on to see what we will be watching next week. And you know that means we're bringing out the motherfucking Hat of Motherfucking Destiny. Yeah, I didn't feel like doing the whole operatic thing again. I wanted to change it up. The hat doesn't do well with my green screen, which is weird because it's black. But neither does my hair, to be fair. Who knows? Let's pick a movie. We never know. All we know is it's going to be within 2-3-ish months old. We are going to watch Strays. Yeah, Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx. It's a talking dogs, rated R comedy where I think they just want to kill his owner because he abandoned him. The trailer made this look funny. It is hard R. There's going to be a lot of crassness. It's got a, I mean, I don't like to look at the ratings, but for a movie like this, it's got a solid-ish rating. I'm looking forward to this. I was excited when I first saw the trailer. And what about you? As per the norm, if you liked what you just watched, if you like movies, if you like stupid idiot brothers who like to say their stupid idiot opinions, like, follow, subscribe, share, all that stuff means the world to us. And just do it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday.
Go watch Strays, motherfucker. Go Blake. Hey.